Alright, here we go. Welcome back to another episode of OTR. I'm your host, Dylan. OTR Dylan.
Slow start, wanted to hit the
I'm just starting to have a little bit of fun with these recordings, honestly. It was a little weird to do at first, but I'm getting a little more used to it. Anyways, this is Pine Glen. It's an Enduro. What's fun about this one, it's a sprint Enduro. And there's not as many of these. There's more timekeepers and restarts than there are sprints. And sprints are an interesting format. It's a little different. It's like there's 3 to 5 different sections typically, and you have a certain amount of time to go complete all of them. Some of them you have to complete multiple times. Some of them you only have to do once, depending on. It also depends on your class as well. But this is a sprint, and we're in the first section now. We were told I think this is section 2, and we were told it was the toughest section, especially after all the rain we had just gotten that morning, so it was just a slop fest. But yeah, we were told this was the tougher section. So we were like, let's go do it and get it over with. Oh, I loved this creek bed. It was so fun. There's some dingers in there though, some pretty good ones under the water that you couldn't see that toss you around. It was good. Keep the front end light and have a good time. Pretty simple way to attack these. Keep the front end light and have a good time. It was still raining, still a bit wet, but what a fun ride this was. This was probably my favorite section of the day, honestly. First one. Only had to do it once. Kind of wish we could have done this one twice, but.
My thumb is killing me. Hoping it wouldn't.
Not really sure what I'm saying there. Oh yeah, it's slickery. But yeah. Anyways, this was a really fun Enduro because of the sprint style format, and you kind of could ride the day with like your crew. You go with a bunch of buddies and race through the section. At the end, you pop out, hang out, ride to the next one, pick where you want to go, kind of do it at your own pace in a way, but stay within the time frame you have to do it. You can go back to your camp or to the truck or wherever you got to go to do whatever you got to do in between, which is nice as well. Gotta love these grass tracks. There was a lot of grass track at this race, which normally I don't have a problem with grass track, but when it was as wet and sloppy as it was, like I slide right off the track here. But that's just poor riding, poor skill. But it was also definitely more difficult with the mud. A lot of people had run through here already, and the more people that run through it, just make it worse and worse and worse every time. But we're moving along, picking up some good speed on the straight here, having a good time. I was having a blast, that's for sure. We are back. You guys don't know it, but I left for a second. I had to take a wee. Yeah, I gotta figure out I gotta hone in my turning skills when it's this wet. I know I could do better, but I see myself not doing too hot on the turns in the wet grass track. I definitely could have done better. But only way to do it is to just get out there and ride. That's why you gotta get out there and ride in all different conditions.
Right now.
All different conditions. It's the only way you're gonna get real good. Because the races, they happen in all conditions. The ECEA doesn't care about rain or shine, which I love. I saw a video today, actually, a reel somebody posted about how, my buddy sent it to me, that how I guess in America we cancel races and stuff when there's bad weather, and that's why the Europeans are faster, because they ride in all conditions. And I was like, I mean, not on the East Coast, not the ECEA. That's not how it works. We ride in all conditions. This particular morning, we had slept there the night before. We were in the camper. We woke up probably around 3:34 a.m. to the sound of just absolute pouring rain on the roof of the camper. It was actually so peaceful. I was able to like just kind of lay there for a little bit, enjoy it, and then kind of fall right back asleep because I don't know. I just love when it's pouring rain on like a tin roof of a barn or in a camper or something. You know, that old tin roof country song. Oh, yeah. Big mistake. Huge mistake. I don't even know what happened there, but I drove right off the trail. I think I got scared because I slid, then I grabbed the front brake more, and then it just was heading right for that tree. So gave up and went off the trail. Poor riding on my part, for sure. I got a lot to learn. But I absolutely love going out there and doing this and learning on the track. Obviously, you got to go out and practice and do leisure rides and have a good time, which we do lots of that at Roush and even in my backyard here. But you're not gonna learn like when you're just out there on the track dealing with it. See right there, total improv move right there. There was quite a jam up on that little side hill, and I just had to start lumberjacking it, taking down little twigs and trees and stuff, going off trail. Got to be able to improvise if you're gonna do the woods ride, any kind of riding, even on a track. You know, you always gotta be able to improvise because everything's coming at you so fast, and it's happening quick. You want to keep it moving. If you stop, you're gonna burn yourself out, like that gentleman right there. You will burn yourself out. Just trying to get moving again. Keep it moving. I always say, I don't know how many times during a race I say that to myself in my head. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Start coming up to like what looks like a tricky section. It makes me initially by instinct want to start to slow down. I just boom, tell myself, nope, keep it moving, keep it moving. Stay steady on the throttle. You don't need to hit it pinned, but stay steady on the throttle. Whatever it may be, a big patch of roots, rocks, logs, whatever. Hill climbs, descents. The more you're moving, the easier it is to stay up. That's just a fact of motorcycling. Fact of motorcycling. Yeah, there was a lot of ruts in this, John. That's for sure. A lot of muddy ruts. And you know, if you're newer to dirt biking watching this, the best way that I'm starting to figure out ruts, I would not say that I'm near professional at hitting them, or professional level rather, but I am noticing that they are becoming less and less of a big deal the more that I'm learning and teaching myself that I need to. As I'm approaching them fast, I need to again keep it moving and just look past them. Get back a little bit, keep that front end light, and keep your elbows squared off. Stay in that attack position. You need to stay in that attack position. If you're going to do it sitting, you're going to be in trouble. You need to be standing, attack mode, ready to go. Look well past them ruts and stay on that throttle. And I've started to learn that through that method, ruts become less of a big deal. This was a crazy like side hill. I was sitting there for a second taking my goggles off so the camera fogged up, but
sorry man.
Sorry, bro. I love that crew, the Sorry Bro crew. That's so funny. Yeah, this was just like ice riding up a side hill. And of course, the camera's not doing it justice, but it's very off camber and it's greasy, as I'm saying there in the video. Very greasy. Constantly wiping the camera. Luckily, that's becoming like second nature to me now because I have ruined a lot of footage and lost a lot of good footage and good riding from a muddy day and forgetting to wipe the lens. Just trying to barely make it up this hill right now, just lugging it out. Kind of going for as little tire spin as possible. Very low RPM, low in the rip'ems. This is cool, this little like shale rock, whatever this is, coming out of here. And that was it, the end of S2. Coming into, I think this is one or three. It's hard to remember, but this one had a lot of grass track, let me tell you. I did not do so hot. This is probably where, in this event, where I lost most of my time on the grass tracks. Because I'm just not skilled enough in it yet. I'm, like, this turn was, I mean, I could just have done so much better. Watching back of my footage is painful sometimes. Some of it, you know, it is hard to tell, and the camera doesn't always do the full like positioning and everything justice. So I mean, there's some turns that I'm doing okay and I'm doing them correctly, but and then there's some of them that I'm just like losing so much time and speed on, and it's just feels like I could have hit them better, hit them faster. But they were just so dang slick this day. I think this section was one we had to run twice as well. It was fun, but let's get out of that now. Come on. Get out of the grass. Enough grass track for now. Oh, we got a big chunk of mud too. Here we go. This was a cool section. We're about halfway through it. The first half was cool too, but I had that chunk of mud on it on the camera. I didn't wipe the lens very good there. Of course, after I was just talking about how I got better at that. Yep, had to cut out a bunch of that footage there, but that's okay. We hit this one again, and you'll get to see the first half of that little section. It was pretty cool. Slowly, gradually coming back up this hill and eventually up into the woods. I remember this too, coming up into the woods section here. I kind of caught I like just packed the front tire into a root or a rock or something, and it just stopped me dead in my tracks. Woo, it hurt. Let me tell you. Oh yeah, right there. Yep.
Hit that rock head on.
It was a rock. Confirmed it was a rock. This was a cool downhill. A lot of bumpies back into an uphill. Nice swifty turn on a side hill into an uphill. Those are fun. Especially when it's super wet. More grass track. Look at that. Not the best, but now we're back in the woods, so it's okay.
Rough. Wetness. Doesn't get better than this.
Doesn't get better than this, with the evil laugh or whatever that was. I don't even know. I say weird things when I'm riding, guys. And like I've thought about it. I think it's because I'm in such an elevated state.
I'm finally warming up a little, getting used to the wetness.
Yeah.
Took about 40 minutes, but
cutting myself off here. But yeah, I'm in such an elevated and like I'm on a different. It's like when you're riding and you're focused on it on the race and you're kind of doing good. You have a nice flow. You're just in another. It's like another state of mind. It's an elevated, higher state of mind, and it just puts you in a good mood. You got more dopamine, serotonin, adrenaline running through your veins. You just start saying funky stuff, and yeah, it's fun to listen back to, for sure.
those are always dangerous when it's really wet. Those drop-ins.
Yeah, that was a sketchy little drop in there. It sucked you into that one rut that was extra deep, and if you weren't positioned right as you're going into that side downhill, it could buck you right off the bike. More grass track. Huzzah! Terrible, Dylan. Terrible. Ugh. I've got one of these black buffalo wintergreen pouches in. When they're fresh, they are strong. Let me tell you. Used to be a big Zinn guy, big Jennifer Aniston, Leonard Zinner, you know, into all that, and then One day they just weren't strong enough, guys. I went to the Black Buffaloes, and they're great, but let me tell you, nicotine doesn't help you ride good. Actually, that's not true. Used to have a nice Zinnerin at the start of every race, but you don't need nicotine. You don't need nicotine. It's a bad drug.
Sorry, man.
I ruined his towel. This is section 3, which was, I think, section 3, section 1 or 3, but this was a fun one as well. Most of it was in the woods, which I liked. Some creek bed riding, a lot of side hills, up and downs. It was a lot of fun. This was a nice gradual downhill into some muddy mud ruts at the bottom. Very soppy and squishy and wet. Oh. Yeah, this track was so fun. Kept you on your toes, that's for sure. Definitely kept you on your toes.
Oh.
It's nice, deep, thick ruts. And by this point, all the roots are super exposed. So, that was awesome. Maintaining a decent pace through here, that's for sure. That's for sure. That guy just cranked on it, slinging mud. Sounds like a YZ. Shout out to Hunter Barwick. Miss you, dude. Haven't heard from you in forever, but we miss you. Hope you get a dirt bike again soon. Maybe another YZ, perhaps? lot of downhills and then 90s at the bottom of them. They really were trying to keep you on your toes here. It was great, honestly. This was a great little uphill. Keeps going. There's a nice uphill section in here that they had people, they had some club members awaiting to help riders because it was a tricky section, kind of like a step up almost into another section, then you like to a flat, and then it's another immediate uphill right after, which was fun. I think it's coming up soon. If you really, I think the takeaway from this race is, or from my riding, would probably be, I think I almost blow this turn, or I do. Yep. Don't take anything from my riding. Forget it. Forget it. No, but anything I guess you could take away if you see like I'm in like a really slick and muddy section, I'm kind of doing my best to lug it out and keep the throttle consistent, but not letting too much out so that it's just kind of spinning the rear tire everywhere and throwing me all over the place and making me less stable. You know, if I'm not really stable and just sliding everywhere, I'm not efficiently moving through this forest. Right here's a prime example. Once I find a little bit of harder ground, I obviously will crank on it. Not a very good turn. Stall there. Those tight trees, they get me. They get me every time. I've got to figure those out. I will. I know there's a method. I know there's a maneuver. You got to kind of dip the bike and do all that jazz. I watch the pros do it, and the really talented guys, how they do it, going through the woods. And I'll get there. I'll get it. Here we are again, lugging it out up this hill. Very rooty. That John's just chilling right there. He's like, I'm gonna take a break right here. It's a good spot. He was off the trail. That's all that matters. Gotta be coming towards that uphill soon. It's a nice little hill climb. Nothing crazy. Nothing to write, too many letters home to mom about. But you can send her one or two letters about it. It's a decent hill.
Wow.
Ugh.
Oh, right before it. How funny.
It was your fault, Dylan. Don't even say it like it was the bike's fault. Stall right before it. How funny. I sound like an idiot. That was my fault, not the bike's fault. I guess I lied. I don't even know where this little uphill is. I don't know. 'Cause now we're just going down again, so maybe we'll be going up again soon. Here is an uphill, but this isn't the one I'm talking about. Lugging it out. Name of the game. Lugging it out. Nice creek run again. Sprite. Yummy. I got kicked by a rock there. I saw that, John. A lot of wet roots on these hills, too, on these side hills.
Still got my Zenachino in, helping me go extra fast.
See that? I was running a Zenachino during this race. Nothing like a good Leonard Zenardin to help you add a few more Hurspurs to your body. Okay, so we're running this section again. I decided this was a tactical move. I decided to, because you could kind of run them however you want, but when I got to this section, I wish I did this with section 1. The second track we ran with with all the grass track. I wish I did that back to back. But when I messed up there and I did that, and then I came over to here, and when I finished this one, I was like, no, I'm gonna just run this one again. The track's fresh in my mind, and hopefully I can run it a little quicker. Which so far it doesn't look like I'm doing that. It actually looks like I'm running it slower so far. But I think I speeded up a little in the woods. We'll see. We'll see. Stand by. I'm trying to remember the results from that day. Maybe I could find them and put them up here, but I don't remember if I ended up running this section faster the second time. I think I did.
Damn near threw me.
Oh yeah, we're cruising down this hill. Another sharp left. Keep you on your toes. I say it in all my videos, I'll say it again, guys. Two main things that help me ride faster and at a more consistent and high-speed pace for longer. The first one is maintain your breathing and try your best to keep breathing through your nose. if you are breathing too fast in and out through your mouth, your body is not properly expel. Oops, sorry, fella. Sorry, mate. I was on your right there. It doesn't properly expel the oxygen, and it's not. I mean, I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's not. You're not properly getting the oxygen that you need when you're breathing too fast through your mouth. When you breathe through your nose and control your breathing. Stall again. Yeah, this was a slick side hill too. A lot of grass tracks, a lot of wet, muddy grass tracks. They're just mud tracks at this point. But yeah, anyways, 2 major things. Breathe through your nose, control your breathing. Second thing, look far ahead. If you're looking far ahead, you can plan ahead. Your brain's not scrambling to process things. If you're looking down right in front of you, it's coming at you too fast, and your brain just can't process it, and it starts to freak out. And then you freak yourself out, and you start grabbing brakes and doing silly things that make you flip off the trail and hit trees and all that stuff you don't want to do. So, look far ahead. It gives you time to plan. It gives you time to assess and hit that next section that you're heading towards, whatever obstacles are in it, with intent and an attack plan per se. Keeps you calmer too. Coming up on this hill climb? It's in this section, I know it is, and I included it. I maybe only included, I tried my best not to include the same stuff twice. In some instances, I may have done it on purpose to just represent or show the difference in how I ran that section from the first lap to the second lap. But I did my best to try to, for the most part, show you all new things of each section if I ran one section twice. If that makes any sense. Yes, see, this is where I blew that turn. Obviously, this time I was aware of it, paying attention, looking far ahead. Again, I say these things like they're easy to do. Oh, here's that hill. This has got to be it. Yep, they got the people waiting up here. It doesn't look like much, but I'm telling you it was a good hill. Okay? You guys take my word for it. It was a good hill. Very slick, very mucky. Lot of tire spinach. But anyways, back to what I was saying, my original point. I say that, you know, these things are things you need to do, like look far ahead, maintain your breathing, you know, maintain that attack position, keep your elbows bending at 90. These are all things that you have to try to really beat into your subconscious as a rider and almost make them as like your standard. Because in the beginning, when you're learning, they're things you think about and try to remind yourself to do. Hit that a little better this time, that log coming down this hill. Proud of myself there for improvement. We got to try to be better every time, right? If we're not evolving, we're not growing, we're doing nothing. But yeah, I say it like these things are easy to do, and you have to when you're first learning how to try to do all these and implement all these techniques, and you're thinking about doing them all while riding through the woods and trying to maintain a pace of 20 to 40 miles an hour, and, you know, keeping the bike upright and avoiding the trees and the rocks and the roots, and there's a lot to think about, and it's why you need to practice and really beat it into your subconscious to run all those techniques as like software in your computer when you're on a bike, right? Things that you're running like cheat codes in a way to help you complete the game, right? So and honestly, when you're in the heat of the moment, it's easy to forget and fall out of form, and, you know, sometimes I find myself not looking far ahead. I start looking at the ground again when I start freaking out, and that's why I start making more mistakes. And look far ahead, maintain your breathing, stay in that flow, stay smooth. Even if it doesn't feel fast sometimes, smooth is always faster. screwed that up.
Not how I wanted to do that.
Nope, not how we wanted to do that. Back in this creek bed. Looks like I did include a few sections. A lot of sections. Twice on this one. I don't know why I did that. Probably because this was one of my favorite sections. This was good. Although the first section we did of the day, section 2, was definitely my favorite. This was probably my second favorite, and it was a lot of fun. That is section number 3 we did twice now. Now we're on section 1, I believe. Back to section 1, which was the one we did. This is the second test we did. Here's the first half of that junkyard. Awesome little section that you guys missed because of the mud. I really enjoyed this section. It was interesting. It was very interesting. Like the terrain. This was like a big rock here. It drops you down. Then you come out over here onto this like slab. It's slick as all hell. It's like a slab of concrete or shale or something. I don't even know what that was back there, but this was a fun section. Nice little kicker back there. Yeah, that one was, name of the game was like third gear, lug it out, stay consistent, just keep climbing up out of it. I think I was running the Shinko 520A, I believe it was, or 520. I always mix up the 525 and the 520. The 520 DC, the dual compound, is what I was running for this race. I absolutely love that tire because the center of it is soft and gummy. The outsides are a little more stiff for more security in those high-speed turns and more slick conditions turning. Another stall. Good work, Dylan. Good riding. Another fun little section. Very unique track. Very unique track. This was a far ride to get up to this this event for us, but it was worth every second. Got pretty lucky with the camera angle this day too. I've been having issues with that lately. The last few races, which I'm, far away from editing. So behind. Blew that turn again, and they even moved it back. They moved the the red tape back. Cruising with this fella on the gas for a little bit here. Grass track had some better opportunities for passes and whatnot, a little wider than out in the woods. This section just had so much grass track. I'd say like a good half, just under half, if not half of it was grass track, and it was fun, but I definitely need to hone my skills in on it. I will be coming back next year for 25 hard on the grass track, because I've been practicing, and I'm going to keep practicing. I think my body's starting to feel it right about now, too, as we're towards the end of this, Jimmy.
My thumb is killing me. Fuck. Stop giving out on me, body. It's not fair.
Complaining about my thumb.
I know it. There ain't no room for bitching out here.
That's a fact.
Oh.
I think this was not too long after Broken Anvil, the hair scramble in 3 Springs. I forget where that one is, but the track portion was a little rough to me. If you saw that video or haven't seen that video yet, go check it out. I messed my thumb up pretty good.
101. Go ahead.
And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. Check out the other videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.